Welcome to another Health Announcement Spotlight. I'm Jody Tropiano, Health's Head of Content, and I'm here today with Sukhveer Singh, Head of Healthcare Insights at Roche Information Solutions. He has some exciting news to share with us today. Sukhveer, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Anne. Great to be here.
Awesome. So let's get started. First up, tell me what you and your team have been working on these days.
Well, so I'm part of Roche Information Solutions, which is a newly created business segment within Roche. And we are focused on creating digital solutions for providers and patients. And our goal is really how do we make patients' clinical journeys more intelligent. So with that in mind, our teams and including mine are focused on multiple disease areas, which includes oncology, cardiovascular, neurodegenerative, infectious diseases. So if you see it in a combination, a lot of the highly complex disease areas where we believe that digital solution can play a significant role in elevating healthcare outcomes.
Great. And could you dig in a little bit more on what this solution will look like?
So there's a broad spectrum. So, one of the things we really want to share today is the Roche's commitment to really expand our deepen our focus on creating digital solutions. As you know, we are very well known for our therapeutics and diagnostics portfolio that we have had for decades. But we are applying a lot of what we have gained there in terms of knowledge of disease pathways and our collaborations with healthcare ecosystems to focus on the digital solutions. So, as I mentioned, we are focusing on multiple disease areas. Just to give you an example, one of our major focus areas where you will see solutions coming to market in this year is on critical care settings. And this is where many of the highest, the leading causes of diseases or deaths in the US occur, and also globally. And that is the reasons for which hospitalizations occur and the recovery from that needs to happen. That includes acute infections, sepsis, heart failure. So if you look between these complicated scenarios where patients need to be admitted for in acute care settings and then have to undergo recovery after that, our focus is to create intelligent workflow orchestration for both patients and, more importantly, for clinical teams who are taking care of these patients so that we can have better outcomes for these critical care episodes in terms of shorter lengths of stay, faster recovery, lower readmission. So that's the focus of one particular area of solutions, which we are prioritizing for 2022.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing. And so what makes this solution unique to maybe others that are out there currently?
So I think it's really about how effectively are we leveraging the fact that most healthcare ecosystems now have become digital. If you look at the last decade, a lot of the healthcare transactions and informations have been digitized. But the broader potential of that digitization, that now that we have that information in digital form, how do we leverage that to make better, faster decisions and enable better collaboration between clinicians for these complex diseases? That's where we will differentiate ourselves. A lot of the focus so far of digitalization has been on, I would say, population health, broader care workflows, and the disease-specific intelligence is something which is just coming into into being, and that's where we plan to play a significant role, given our deep understanding of disease pathways and our ability to work with highly complex data that we would enable here. And one other thing we would like to emphasize here is that a lot of the time the focus of solving for these conditions is on a particular care setting, maybe just in the ER or just in the ICU. One of the approaches we are taking is that we want to create a fabric of intelligence for these diseases or conditions across care settings. As you can see today, especially with COVID, the boundary between acute care setting or an ICU, and later in a post-acute setting, they're getting blurred. We're talking of hospital at home. And a lot of these care settings are disconnected. So executing intelligent care pathways in sort of a fabric which sits on top of these care settings is super critical. And that's where we would focus on differentiating ourselves and creating seamless execution of patient and clinical journeys.
Yeah. Excellent. So final question, maybe the most difficult one, why Roche?
Well, that's a really good question, and we often get asked that because, as I mentioned, our reputation and brand is built on therapeutics and diagnostics. But I think those are exactly the reasons which makes us feel very confident that we would be able to make significant contributions in this space. As you can imagine, with decades of working in the healthcare ecosystems, we are privileged and honored to have significant, deep collaborative partnerships with the healthcare ecosystems for care delivery. And also, as part of the building our product portfolio, we have gained deep understanding of clinical pathways, patient journeys, and specifically disease-specific pathways. And on top of that, we have built significant expertise in data science, as you can imagine, with our clinical trial focus and being able to work with highly complex data, being able to enrich it. So a lot of what happens, high quality care, which is made possible in trials, how do we make it part of routine clinical care? So that's an important aspect of what we bring to the table. Last but not least, we are very comfortable with the regulated products, including software as a medical device. We have well-established quality processes, including ways of generating evidence, both for clinical and health economic outcomes. So we plan to leverage that expertise as well to create differentiated portfolio of digital solutions for very complex care settings, which is not the norm as yet, but that's sort of a reflection of how the digitalization of healthcare is maturing over time.
Great. Well, this is very exciting. Appreciate you sharing this news with us today, and I hope to see you again soon. Sukhbir, good luck.
Likewise, and we are very excited about what we are working on. Thanks for the time.